Welcome back to Fantasy Football by Committee, powered by Flurry Sports. It can be tough to win a fantasy league on your own, but at FFBC, we will work together to bring home the hardware. Hosted by Zach Brunner and the rest of the Flurry Sports crew, we will give top-level analysis, answer your questions, and, well, go off on other tangents.
That was after I tried to get ChatGPT to admit that 9/11 was an inside job, but it stood firm. It gave quite a few solid points that it was true.
Welcome to Fantasy Football by Committee. The show starts in 3, 2, 1.
The next most trending player on Sleeper, so next most picked up player over the past 24 hours is De'Von Achane. Obviously, rookie running back out of Miami. Massive day. Or Achane. I'm not going to say Achane. He can go fuck himself. Achane, 200 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, another 30 yards through the air. Had a hell of a game in a week that he didn't play defense. I like him. I think he's a good player. And we know the durability issues in that Miami backfield. So, like, yeah, it makes sense to pick him up. However, again, you have this week, and then week 5, Jeff Wilson comes back. I'm not saying Jeff Wilson's a better football player than Achane. That would be stupid to say. However, I'm not convinced that Miami believes Achane's ahead of Jeff Wilson in the pecking order. Jeff Wilson has a better feel for the offense, that blocking scheme and everything of the sorts. So Miami, if everyone stays healthy, I think is going to turn into a headache. Like, best case scenario, it feels like for them, it's going to be a headache. It's going to be a hot hand approach, yada, 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 which means confusion for fantasy. It means untrustworthiness, unpredictability. And if you can't predict when you're going to start them, it sucks. It really sucks. He plays the Bills this week, not the easiest matchup, not the toughest matchup. But then, you know, week 5 and beyond, it could be a 3-headed monster in that backfield. So just keep that in mind when you're bidding for him. Should he be picked up? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying not to pick him up. This isn't a Jerome Ford situation where he's bad at football. Like, Achane's good at football. He's in, obviously, a good offense. They just put up 70. But it's just going to be a nightmare. You're not going to feel great about starting him any week. So if you're desperate at running back, if you think you can, or if you're desperate for a flex, I suppose, too, check out Achane, but I wouldn't go crazy. I'm not bidding half of my FAAB for him. Nicholas, that's weird. A certain fantasy content creator who may or may not wear a suit said to dump all your FAAB for Achane. I'm so out of touch with some of these loser fantasy creators, so I actually don't know who the suit guy is. However, if you dump all your FAAB for Achane, you're going to be upset. Like, it's not hard to figure out, guys. Do we think Miami is like, oh, wow, now Achane's the guy? Like, when has any... That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I mean, there's still a chance fucking Jonathan Taylor plays for the Dolphins this year. We don't know. So, yeah, I like him. He's a great player. He should be owned. You're not dropping all your FAAB on him because you're not going to feel... You're not going to feel great about it. Like, if you start him next week after a 200-yard week, he probably has 4 carries for 25 yards. And you're like, fuck, like, what did I do? That's probably what's going to happen.